This right here is the scale 118 1958 Cadillac Eldorado Seville by Road Legends. This model, as with most 118 scale models, features opening doors, an opening hood right here up front, and also an opening trunk. This trunk is very large in the case of this car, but unfortunately it doesn't want to stay open, at least all the way. You do see a little bit of the back of the rear seat here coming through. As you can see, the light's shining through. So other than that, not a lot of detail in there. It's too bad that they just didn't put much in there. In the back of the car, you do get nice detailing here for the Eldorado logo and also the Cadillac logo on the sides of the fins. This logo on the fins is a sticker. And at first I thought it was a decal, but it is a sticker. So watch out for that. Stickers can easily peel off. The Eldorado emblem right here, though, is a decal. License plate and some detail there for the taillights. You can see the peg in those taillights, though, which is a bit of a downside. And just the taillights don't look all that realistic. The reverse lights here look more so, I should say. And you do get a little bit detail there for the exhaust pipes. Unfortunately, they're just painted a flat gray color, so there's not much to see in there. Bit of a bummer. You do get nice chrome work throughout the car that just really adds quite a lot of contrast to this paint color. Wheel detail, pretty good. You get the Cadillac logo on those wheels, as well as a nice white wall and a red inner ring, which looks pretty good. These are rubber wheels. No suspension on this car, unfortunately. In the interior, you do get a steering wheel up there, as well as some decals for the front gauges. Zoom in up here. You can see those decals. The decal, it just doesn't have the look of the genuine speedometer on the real car. The interior as a whole, in fact, just doesn't have that realistic feel. The red is a bit too bright, and it just looks more of like a plastic type of detail. It doesn't look like genuine leather like the real car has. And up there in the dash, you can actually see a little bit of a metal detail, well, supposed to symbolize a metal at least. That is actually a plastic piece up on the front dash. Chrome work all over the window frames and the rearview mirror up there, which looks pretty nice in my opinion. These window frames actually have some plastic in there, so it's not just an empty window frame. There is a little bit of a window in there, which looks pretty good. Chrome work throughout, all on the doors. Nice little detail here for the door handle, but unfortunately on the door you do see pretty large gap right there in the door. A little bit of a downside there. Also here, pretty large gaps. As far as the engine goes, the engine compartment is pretty large. The hood doesn't open as far as I'd like it to open, but that actually might be realistic in terms of being like the real car, and that I'm not sure how high the hood does actually open in the real car. But in here you can see that nice big Cadillac V8, and you can actually see to the bottom. You can see my finger if I wave it under there. So a little bit of detail in there, but again, you can see that red trim work that's bleeding in through the interior, through that light. So it's kind of too bad that there's not a lot of, what should I say, not much of a barrier between the engine compartment and the interior and the trunk and the interior of the car, cabin for that matter. You do get a nice chromed work in there. Nice detail for that engine block cover, which looks pretty good. On the front of the hood there, you do get one of the nicest details, I should say, in this car. The Cadillac logo itself. This is a raised, chromed detail, which looks very nice. Little Cadillac colors in there. That's a decal, I believe, or a sticker of some sort. Looks like actually a sticker, but it looks pretty good. Front of the car, you do get nice chrome work throughout. The chrome work is pretty nice. It looks quite genuine, except for this front grille here. The grille looks just solid. It doesn't look like a real grille, and that you would actually look like air could pass through it to the radiator. So that's a downside there. Headlights, also you can see that black peg that's holding them in. But if you look at it in a different way, it does sort of look like a lens inside. So I guess that could be a negative aspect of this car or a pro. So it just depends on how you interpret it. Other than that, underneath the car, we'll take a look at the exhaust system underneath. Here you do get pretty nice detailing there for the exhaust. But other than that, not a lot of detail, as you can see the bottom of the engine block there. But just not all that realistic. I've seen much better, even with Maestos, much better detail. Doors open pretty well. They're not spring-loaded, so you have to push them in. One thing I did notice is that the passenger side door was just a little bit stiff. Just nudge it a little bit more than the driver's side door. So just a little bit of a stiff hinge at that end. Paint quality overall is alright. I wouldn't say it's anything spectacular. It just doesn't look the best. It doesn't look as bright as it could be. And that goes for the chrome as well. I'd say that the chrome could be much brighter, much more bold, and it just looks a little bit dull. Even out of the box, it's just a little bit dull. One thing I'd watch out for are these rearview mirrors. Potentially, if you give this car to a child, this could be knocked off. And overall, nice detail here for the ragtop roof cover, and then you get a little bit of detail here. I'm not sure what that is. It looks like a vent of some sort in the center of that seat there with chrome, which looks pretty nice. And overall, car is not too heavy. It's remarkably light, I should say. I think the metal material is just very, very light, the alloy they used for that. So anyway, if you have any questions or comments, be sure to post in the comment section below. I'll be sure to get back to you as soon as possible. Like, favorite, and subscribe, and thank you for watching.